Hi, everyone. So, you've discovered the Akashic Records. Congratulations. You now have access to what many people describe as an infinite library of soul wisdom, spiritual insight, and higher guidance. And your first question is, so, should I text my ex? Listen, no judgment. We've all been there. But today we're talking about what kinds of questions open the deepest doors in the Akashic records. What kinds of questions tend to go nowhere? And why asking better questions can completely change the guidance that you receive. Let's dive in. I'm Dayanji. I'm an Akashic Records reader and an emotional energy healer. And this is Soul Cloud. Hello and welcome, everyone, and welcome to Soul Cloud. Today's episode, I actually announced a different episode, but I was guided quite recently to change the topic by my guides. Part of the reason is because there are more recent subscribers who don't know what the Akashic records are yet. So if you recently discovered me or discovered my channel, hello and welcome. I hope this episode will be able to guide you for your questions next time. Hello, I just want to say hello to the people who are here. Hello, D Painless. You're the first who came in. Hi. And Rossi is here. Thank you, Rossi. Tina Bobina is here, and Kim is here. Hello. And Libers is here, and Candy B is here. And everyone, if you'd like to enter the draw for a reading, if it's your first time here, during Soul Cloud, we do a discussion during the first part, and then the second part, we do Akashic Records readings or energy clearings. So if you're interested in that, the hashtag for today is hashtag ask. These readings are drawn randomly. So if my name appears there, please know that it's not rigged. I'm just very lucky and get drawn a lot during the giveaway. And hello, Jax. Thank you so much for being here, mod extraordinaire. Thank you for posting the links. And Sonia is here. Hi, Sonia. And Aldwin Walker is here. Mary Black is also here. Oh, hello, Secret Charla. I think it's the first time that I've seen you here. So hello and welcome. There we go. There we go. And Tamer Canpolat is here. Hi, Tamer. And Cindy Shea is here. Hi, Cindy. Rossi is saying rig for sure. uh, and of course, we have a troll. I'm just gonna get handle this on my phone so that you guys don't get distracted. I've done an episode about this a while ago, but it's more than a year ago. So I think it's the right time to do this. Thank you so much, Jax. You have fast fingers. And hello, LCGs or LCGs. Thank you so much, Jax, for your help. Go. So again, today's episode is inspired by something I've noticed over the past few weeks. We've had so many wonderful new people join our community, and many of us have heard us talk about the Akashic Records. But when they come in, it's like, Akashic Records, this is my first time hearing about it. So, what is the Akashic Records? This is for the people who have recently, again, joined the community and haven't heard about them yet, or joined the channel through different through a different topic. The Akashic Records is a record of everything that has happened and will ever happen. So it's an energetic imprint. Whenever we talk about the Akashic Records, usually the visual representation that we get is a library because it kind of works that way. There are books or there are information that we can access in the Akashic Records. That's why most of the time it's a library. But for those of you who are younger and haven't been to a lot of libraries with mostly books, you can think of it as a cloud, like a storage cloud, um, where we upload information, and then the information is stored in that cloud. And then afterwards, when we need that information, we can retrieve the information from the cloud. And surprise, that's how that's how this channel or this show name that's the origin of this show's name is a soul cloud because basically that's what the Akashic records are. So I hope that explanation is a bit clear for the older generation and the younger generation. So if you have any questions, please feel free to type them in the chat. Or if you're watching the replay, you're very welcome to type them in the comments as well. So one of the things that a lot of people wonder about when they first hear the Akashic records is that what exactly do I ask? Because if it's a record of everything that has happened or will ever happen, what can I ask? So one of the things that the Akashic records can answer is about your soul development and your soul history because it's everything that has ever happened, before. So with regards to your soul history, you can ask about your past lives. It's one of the things that are very fascinating about the Akashic records. If you're interested in past lives and reincarnation, yeah, you can ask about what kind of lives or what kinds of lives you've lived before, what kinds of experiences that you've had in those past lives that are still affecting you. So those are good Akashic records questions. What past life experience is influencing me right now or influencing me the most right now? So again, with regards to your soul development or um, soul progression, you can also ask about the mission that you have. Sometimes the Akashic records actually answer that. What I mean by that is there are times when they don't reveal the exact soul mission that you have because it's gonna ruin the surprise for you or the experience for you. But as long as it doesn't, yeah, the Akashic records is going to answer that. So if you are interested in knowing, hey, what am I here to do? In general, the Akashic records are going to say you're here to learn about love and to learn how to love or how to be loved. But there are specific missions, for example, that the Akashic records give, like you're here to be an innovator, or you're here to be a teacher, you're here to be a healer. You can find that out through the Akashic records. And it's not just limited to Earth lifetimes. That's why it's very interesting. And what I mean by that is you can ask about your starseed lifetimes, your galactic lifetimes. If you've seen my show with Diana Bowles, we do a show every 2 weeks or every other week where we read about the Akashic records, the galactic Akashic records. So yeah, if you're interested in that, subscribe to this channel. We'll have another one like around 2 weeks from now. Hello, Mere Dragon, and hello, Lauren. So, I want everyone to realize that the Akashic Records isn't a magical answering machine. It's a space of wisdom, insight, growth, and understanding, and a way we approach matters. Um, my experience as an Akashic Records reader is that many people come and ask about love, career. I'm not quite sure that the Akashic records might be um, the right the right thing to answer it or the right source to answer it. Um, well, yeah, sometimes it can be if the question is like, what soul mission or what soul lesson am I trying to learn from this relationship? But when your question is something like, is this person and I going to get together? Or will I have a love life in the next year? The Akashic Records is not going to reveal that because there's a lot of free will that is involved. And which brings me to my next point. If it's a record of everything that will ever happen, can you answer things about the future? Some Akashic Records readers can, uh, but I can't. Sometimes they make me see timelines, but what they tell me is that this timeline is not fixed yet because people have free will. You can change the future. That's why usually they don't reveal the future. When I look at it, it looks very hazy to me. Like I see things moving in the vision, but I can't make out what's out there. That is what the future, or when I check the future in the Akashic records look like for me. So yeah, I wanna scroll up a bit and say hi to the people. Hello, Oval Piz. I hope I didn't butcher your name. Hello and welcome. And hello, Danielle Berry Sports Highlight. Hello and welcome. Jax Jax is saying, just say abracadabra and I'll go bounce a troll. You're awesome. Thank you so much. And Charlotte is here. Hello, Charlotte. Laurie is also here. Hi, Laurie. And Tina Bubina is here. Hi, Akila. And Charlotte is asking, is it that there are so many, or why is it that there are so many timelines since the power of one's choice? Yeah, because we have free will. Every time we choose a different path, or every time we make a choice, there's a timeline that is created. At least that's from my understanding. Yes, please. Thank you, Jax, for reminding people to hit the like button if you haven't done that yet. Knowing future. Usually, what the Akashic Records masters tell me whenever I ask about the future is that the future is not set in stone because of our free will. And if you're interested in that, I also have done an episode about free will, uh, something that is very memorable as well for me. So if you're interested in that, go check the channel out, the playlist, and check it out. And hello, Priscilla. One of the questions that I also get asked a lot um, is what to do. What am I supposed to do with regards to this relationship, or with regards to, for example, how do should I buy this house, or should I go with this business? Usually, the Akashic records don't answer that. It doesn't make the choice for us. Is something that we need to make clear. I think even when it's not the Akashic records that we're asking, even when it's our guides, what the Akashic records usually gives us is information, the facts. This is what happened. This is what's influencing you. This is your soul mission. But they don't tell us what to do. They can show us things that may help us, but the choice is entirely up to the person. So you still have your free will. You don't have to follow, because our guides, the Akashic Records masters, they respect our free will. Hello, Earth, Love, Light, and Vibe. It's also here. So I hope that makes sense, everyone. And if you have questions about what to ask the records, like what will make sense, and what is not like an Akashic Records question, yeah, type it in the chat, or type it in the comment section. I will do Akashic Records readings during the second part of the show. I will draw, or I will start drawing in a few minutes. So we will get some questions from the chat. This is something that I do weekly. So if you're watching the replay and you want to do, or want to receive a live reading, a live meaning reading like this, uh, make sure that you subscribe. I do this every week, so you'll get a chance every week. Okay. Before anything else, I'm going to open the Akashic Records. Only the highest frequency of love and light can remain in the sacred space, and all objects in the sacred space for the highest good of this group, consisting of myself, those who are watching right now, those who will join us later, and those who will watch the replay. All other energies must leave now. All other energies must leave now. All other energies must leave now. Now I call in the highest level of the divine that knows that love is the power and the truth from which we read, our highest level guides and angels to help us with this reading. Archangel Michael and Archangel Metatron, please hold this sacred space. And so it is. And so we do acknowledge the forces of light, asking for guidance, direction, and courage to know the truth as it is revealed for our highest good, the highest good of all, and the most benevolent outcome. Akashic Records Master, Spirit Guides, and Angels, please let us know this group in the light of the Akashic Records, and enable us to share the wisdom and compassion that the Masters, teachers, and loved ones have for us. The records are now open. I forgot to show this here. But yeah, if you're interested in getting a mini reading today, please type in #ask. I will be drawing them now. Hello to the people who came in. Hello, Nirvana Rising. Hello and welcome. Oh, I want to highlight this for a second before drawing. Sorry. Mangled Unicorn said a while ago. Example question: what galactic past life is most affecting me this life, and why? And what do I need to remember? Yeah, that's a good question. If you're wondering what to ask if you get drawn, maybe that's one of them. Uh-oh. There we go. Last time I did a live, there were so many technical difficulties. So even a small glitch, it makes me nervous right now. I hope we don't glitch today. I'll draw for 3 people for the first round. North Wing, 1212. I think this is Ingrid. Ingrid, if you're here, please type in your question. I know you have good questions, Ingrid. Violets for roses. Stephanie, please type in your question and congratulations. You know, I'll draw for 4 for the first round. I don't know why. What I'm drawing for. Tina Bubina. Tina, congratulations, and please type in your question. Red Dragon Kim, congratulations, and please type in your question. And I'll draw for more people later. There we go. I got your question. Violets for roses. So we're still waiting for Ingrid, Stephanie, and Tina. Okay, I see you now, Ingrid. I got your question, Kim. So we're still waiting for Tina, Tina Bobina. Okay. But while waiting for her, let's start with Northwing's question. Northwing is asking, Hi, Diane. Hello. What are my husband and I supposed to learn together in this life, please? They actually told me there's a lot of things that you want to learn, but I'm going to ask them for this period of your life, what are you learning together? I'm going to use cards for this because for this particular question, it's just faster for me when I use cards. So listen, Britt and Thomas is trying to learn in this period of their lives, please. I've read for Northwing for a few times, so I'm a bit familiar with her and her husband in their past lives. Oh, they actually want to. Is this for one of them or for someone close to them? Ingrid, is there someone who in your family or someone close to you who is battling health issues right now? Please let me know. And while doing that, I'm going to check the records why you chose this soul lesson. Okay. Oh, okay. That makes sense now. Thank you so much, Northwing, for that. Because the two cards that I drew, first is the card Death, and it doesn't necessarily mean that she's going to die. Well, eventually we all will, but it doesn't mean she's going to die soon. It's just a card about beginnings and endings sometimes. And the second card that I pulled is Health. So these are lessons that you're trying to learn with your husband right now. It's about life, endings and beginnings of life, and how you're appreciating being there for the person that you love until the very end, if that makes sense. Okay, battling cancer. I'm so sorry to hear that. But right now, it is a soul lesson that you're learning through this experience. You're learning together. What they're showing me, I asked, like, why did they choose this specific lesson to learn in this lifetime? And they told me that before, and you know this, they're showing me galactic lifetimes that you had when you were in the war, in the Orion War. And they're showing me this because you've lost a lot of people there, loved ones. And the experiences are kind of traumatic because they were taken so suddenly from you. And this is something that you want to heal, since the circumstances of their death is more like they took them away very abruptly. So it was a surprise, it was a shock. And again, it was very traumatic for the both of you. So in this lifetime, you want to learn about more about death and acceptance, about death and health, so that you can heal, so that you can heal from the experiences of losses. I'm I'm hearing death can be beautiful too. And they're showing me a baby and how whenever someone is born, we celebrate it. It kind of is the same with death. It can be beautiful in that sense that, hey, my mission or my mission on earth has been completed. I have completed my mission, or I have completed what I came here to do. That's what I'm hearing. That is a soul lesson that you and your husband are trying to learn in this period. So I hope that helps, Northwing. And thank you so much for letting us, or for letting me read for you today. Hi, Kimberly. Kimmy, I'm on usually this time at 5 p.m. Eastern. Oops. You're very welcome, Ingrid. I'm just gonna scroll up to see if Tina has. Okay, I got your question, Tina. Next up, we have Violet's for Roses, Stephanie, who is asking, "Yay! Not sure to ask. Is there something the masters would want me to remember?" Okay. What truth is Stephanie ready to remember about her soul masters? Stephanie from Lyra. Is it another star system? They're showing me a different planet. Stephanie, where is this, please? It's another. Others. Is it from a higher dimension? Okay. What's weird is that they're showing me like energy. It looks like a planet, but they're telling me it's energy. Is it about creation? Is your tree? And they're showing me just like a blob, a spherical blob of energy. They're telling me that you came from there. Is her oversoul a group? Okay, they're telling me it's like your oversoul or your group where you came from. You come from a group of innovators or creators. They're giving me different names for it: creator, manifester, innovator. One of your biggest soul missions is to keep on creating, whether it's art or something else. Or they're also telling me music. Hmm, is that what you want? You want her to remember music? Okay, because I think you paint. You paint, Stephanie, or you draw. Let me know if I remember correctly. I think you draw or you paint. But they're showing me that it doesn't matter the medium. You also used to create music and things that don't exist yet. That's one of your main soul missions and soul purposes is to discover who you are through the creations that you make. And I'm hearing sometimes it is frustrating because the things in your mind don't translate to what you're making with your hands. It is difficult this way on earth to manifest. And they're showing me your spirit guides just cheering you on because they know how hard it is to create here on earth. Like I've seen other star systems or yeah, other star systems where it's easier to manifest, but here on earth it's not that easy. They're showing me gears. You also had past lifetimes where you were an inventor. Like I'm seeing gears turning and you there, like watching that everything is turning, everything is timed correctly. Is this a clock tower? Yeah. You used to work in a clock tower, is what they're showing me. The mechanics that they're showing me, the big wheels, the big gears, that was you working in a clock tower somewhere in Europe. So it was a past life. And I'm hearing you are infinite and unique. These are the things that they want you to remember. That you can create and you can innovate. And what makes your creation different from the others is your uniqueness, your experiences, the things that you've experienced in the past. Those are things that you bring into your creations, whether it's music, whether it's art or paintings, or whether it's like producing things that makes people lives easier. That's the truth that you're ready to remember, Stephanie. Stephanie says, I like clock towers. There was a past lifetime where you were a male, and I was being shown that you would take care of them. Like you had a spare gear on your hand, and you just were watching the clock tower so that you can fix it. It's real. It's very cool. So I hope that helps, Stephanie. And thank you so much for letting me read for you today. And hello and welcome, Light in the World 5690. Uh, Please type in hashtag ask. The keyword is here. Everyone is drawn randomly. So if you're drawn, fingers crossed you are, you can type in your question. But don't worry if you aren't drawn. A lot of the answers that we get from the people who ask are actually messages that might resonate for people who are watching the replay or the people in the chat who aren't drawn. So I hope that you stick around. Even though the message doesn't may not seem like it's for you, if it resonates for you, take it. It's yours. That's the beauty of public readings like this or general readings like this is that this Akashic Records masters aren't only speaking to one person. Since many of us are watching, everyone is considered. So I hope that helps. Erin is saying that would be an interesting occupation life. I believe so. It looked very interesting. Okay, next person is Tina Bobina, who is asking which past lifetime Earth or galactic is ready to be processed. I'm going to use the word integrated. What past lifetime is Tina ready to integrate and remember for her highest good rest right now, Masters? It felt like someone was touching my head. And I'm seeing you. Okay, I'm seeing a past life here on Earth. See, you look like you're an Earth human. Um, it's of a small girl. You were female in that lifetime, and your mom was caressing your head like this. Your mom was pregnant, and you were looking forward to having a sister. Okay, this was in Asia, Vietnam, or Taiwan. Taiwan. You had a past lifetime in Taiwan. Okay, but is she ready to remember or process it? Okay. They're telling me that this was one of your experiences of disappointments, but they're putting it in a funny way because when you were a child in that lifetime, so you wanted a sister, right? You didn't get one, you got a brother. So you were very disappointed. They're showing it to me in a very cute way. It wasn't um if you think about it right now, it's not a big deal. But for you as a child, like 2 or 3 year old child, it was a huge disappointment for you. You wanted a sister to play with, but you got a brother. And so I'm seeing your pregnant mother caressing your head like this while you had your face to her stomach or to her tummy, her belly. You were talking to your brother, which at that time you thought was a sister. You're very sweetly asking him to come play with you when he comes out. Except, yeah, it's a brother. Okay. They're telling me that even though you were disappointment, it was a soul lesson for you about acceptance. It's not that you can change the gender of the baby. That's something that you understood back then. Okay, I think this is why they're showing it to me. Back then, you wanted a baby sister, but you got a brother. During that time, you understood that, hey, there are things that I can change, like the gender of the baby. I can change the gender of the baby. So, what I can do is I can accept her. I can control myself or I can control my emotions. I can control my actions, but there are things in life that I can't control. This is something that they're highlighting from this experience. It's a very cute experience, but this is actually a pretty deep soul lesson for you. And it's something that has stayed with you. You right now, what you got from that experience is that you're more aware of the things that you can control and can't. And you're more accepting of the things that you can't. Like if I can't change something, I can change myself in the way I approach this. This is something that you have right now that you got from that experience in your lifetime in Taiwan. It's very cool. I hope that helps, Tina. And let us know if that makes sense. This is a very cool vision that that they showed me, and how you actually learned the lesson. Thank you so much for letting me read for you today, and I really hope that helps. Okay. Tina is saying, wow, LOL, very interesting of a past life in Taiwan. I still experience disappointment differently. Yeah. We experience disappointments in different stages of life, but it's very interesting to see it in like a toddler. Usually, we don't often think about the experiences that we had in our childhood or in our toddlerhood because we don't remember. But these are the kind of things that the Akashic Records can show us. Even if we don't remember right now, um, our experiences in childhood are still recorded in the Akashic Records. Okay, last but not the least, for this round, we have Red Red Dragon, who is asking any past life that the masters would like to share that will help me in my present life. Thank you. Okay, hold on. What past lifetime would be most relevant and helpful for Kim to remember? Would help her in the present, please. What's this in Orion? Kim, they're showing me a lifetime that you had in Orion, and this is something that usually comes up for you, like either Maldek or Orion. I've noticed. Is this in Orion? Okay. Where in Orion, please? Rigel? Or is this Beetlejuice? Beetlejuice. Okay. You had a past lifetime in Beetlejuice, um, Kim. And as always, if you're unfamiliar with Orion, um, it used to be, or it used to be under a huge civil war in the constellation. It's a very big constellation, by the way. It's a big constellation, and it used to be controlled by the Draconian Empire. And the belt stars, these are the most peaceful star systems in Orion, but they're showing me you in one of the stars that's outside of the belt stars, Betelgeuse, and it's a red star. And you were in a ship. Huh. Okay, why is this relevant for her to remember? You were female in that lifetime, Kim. You had big puffy hair, almost like lioness features. So you might have had genetics from Lyra or Cassiopeia. But mostly, I think it's Lyra. Yeah, they're telling me Lyra. You were descended from Lyra. And they're showing me you on in a ship. And there's a window, a viewing window in that ship where you would look ahead. You were asking a lot of questions while you were looking outside the window, like existential existential questions. Kim, I don't know if you ask existential questions nowadays, but that time, your thought was like, this universe is so big. This universe is so big. So what's the significance of my small actions? That was what it was going through your life or your mind in that time. If this universe is so big, what's the significance of my small actions? And this is said in the context of that war because you felt like things were very dire, like you were losing the battle. You were a rebel. You were a native of Beetlejuice, but you were so tired of the oppression. That's why you joined the rebel forces because it's all that you've ever known, and you were hoping for something better. But this question is something, or maybe something that you carried over to this lifetime because it's not an easy question to answer. Okay. Red Red Dragon is saying too many thoughts in my head. So the Akashic records aren't going to answer like if you're that question for you. This is something that you're still trying to figure out for yourself. I mean, the chat can answer this, but it's gonna be their own opinion. I can answer this, but it's gonna be my own opinion. I think part of the reason why you're here is because you want to answer this for yourself, to form your own opinion on this question. If the universe is so vast and so big, will my small actions matter? And how? How will my small actions matter? It is a very hard question to answer, but it is a clue on why you're here, Kim, and why you're experiencing the things that you are experiencing right now. I'm hearing the word powerless. That question ran through your head because you felt powerless about the things that, yeah, you couldn't control. Like the Draconian Empire were winning, at least in your side of the field. They were winning and you didn't know what to do. Like every single thing that you did, it feels like it's not making a dent. But then eventually, Orion actually turned to the light. So perhaps those small actions that you did actually mattered. Something for us to think about today. Yeah, it really is, Kim. It's almost Orion. You tend to choose you tend to choose the hard star systems. But yeah, I'm sorry that the Akashic Records can answer the question that was running through your mind in that past lifetime. But I hope this clues you in on what you're here to do and what you're here to learn in this present life, Kim. Thank you so much for letting me read for you, and I hope that helps. Okay, that is the last for this round. I'm going to draw for four more people to read for. Let's change it. Libers 1964, congratulations, and please type in your question. Next up, Priscilla Mick or Mike. Congratulations, Priscilla, and please type in your question. Lori2626, congratulations, and please type in your question. Last for this round, Warrior Widow Nadia. You were right on time. Please type in your question. I have your question, Libers and Lori. So we're still waiting for Priscilla and Warrior Widow. Hello and welcome again, John Clark. Travel safe. Okay, Nirvana Rising, thank you so much for being here. And I hope to see you again soon. And hello, Garnet McLeary. Garnet McLeary Price. Okay, while waiting for Nadia and Priscilla, I'm going to start answering the questions. So, first question is from Levers, who is asking, "What superpowers and or knowledge did I bring from my past galactic lives that are most affecting or guiding me in this life?" Ah, interesting. Okay, because you can ask the Akashic Records about your soul gifts as well. So, I wouldn't exactly use superpowers. I'm going to ask, what soul gift or knowledge did you bring over from your past life to this one? Was this in series, Masters? Okay, was this in series? You're showing me series. So it's water. Libras, what they're showing me was a past lifetime that you had in Sirius. And you were from a planet that is water based. Like there's a lot of water that I'm seeing. And I'm seeing you just chilling there. Chilling. Like you're standing there, you're trying to connect with nature, with water there. I'm trying to understand. But I feel like one of the soul gifts that you have is your sensitivity to energy. Because you just feel everything in that past lifetime. Like you're meditating is what the Akashic records are showing me. And you're able to feel like you're one with the universe. Okay, what is this soul gift? I drew a card and it's the card trust. And it says, "I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly." Oh, okay. So it was really meditating. In that lifetime, you were meditating, trying to connect with your higher self or connecting with your higher self. I'm hearing downloading information that you were downloading information from the cosmos. Okay, okay. They're telling me the gift now. It's your ability to connect with everything and everyone that makes you a good empath. You understand other people's pain and you can sympathize with them because you know that you are one with them. It might not seem like a gift, Libras is what they're telling me. You might not think that this is a gift, but it is. There are people who are still learning empathy. But this was something that you understood from that past lifetime in Sirius. That you, the universe, and everything in it, we are one. And that we are interconnected in a web. They're showing me that because of this sensitivity, you are able to relate to other people a lot more. I don't know if this is true for you, Libras, but they're showing me people approaching you, even those who you don't feel close to. They approach you for their problems, for advices, because you just have that energy where you don't judge other people, at least not immediately. You don't judge other people for the mistakes that they've done. You have that powerful empathy for other people, and you are able to feel part of what they're feeling. And it's not just feeling feeling it. You sympathize with them. I think, well, empathy is more like more of sympathy, but you're also wishing for their suffering to end. I believe it's what empathy is. So it is a gift that you carry, is being an empath. And this is something that I also kind of struggle with. It is a gift, but it has its downsides. So when you're an empath, there are people who want to access your energy, in the sense that they want your time, your attention. Please know that you can always say no. You can always set boundaries, because it can be a challenge when you give and give, but you don't get like the reciprocated energy that you deserve. It's a challenge for all empaths. So I feel like I have to bring forth that message as well. Is there anything else, Masters, that you want Libras to know from that lifetime? They're showing me you glowing, and the light is spreading. It doesn't just stay with you. Whenever you connect with other people, the light, you kind of pass it on to them. It's a chain reaction, is what they're showing me. They're telling, they're telling me that it's your kindness that is affecting those people. Your kindness affects. That is their final message, if we can call it that. So I hope that helps, Libras. And thank you so much for letting me read for you today. Okay, Libras is saying makes sense. Strangers will tell me the strangest stories, right? Yeah, that's also my experience. Like people who aren't close to you are going to approach you to share their life stories, and I'm like, we just met, but you have that kind of energy, Libras. You have that kind of energy. It is hard, but you can set boundaries. And also, if you're into crystals, you can also use black tourmaline. I don't have it within reach right now, but yeah, black tourmaline can help. It absorbs the energy of other people and your surroundings, instead of you absorbing them. Because as an empath, we tend to absorb a lot of energy. It's really draining, or it can be draining sometimes. So yeah, use protection in the form of crystals if you can. Last for this round, we have Lori, who is asking, what does my past life want me to remember? I'm going to rephrase this. What past life would would it benefit you to remember right now? Because your past lives, they're in the past. Oops. Sorry for my clumsiness. Your past lives, they're in the past. We don't have like control over them. But so yeah, they don't want they don't our past lives don't want us to remember them necessarily. So yeah, uh, some a past life that would benefit you to remember is what I'm going to ask. It's the bird watcher in that lifetime. I'm seeing a more recent lifetime, Lori. And what's interesting is that I see birds. Well, the first thing that I saw were birds on a tree. I believe in this lifetime you were a bird watcher. This is on Earth, yes. Okay. You would watch birds and you would write notes about them. You would draw. You would draw what they look like and you would record them. That's what I mean by bird watcher. Like you studied birds. I don't know if you're into science or into birds in this lifetime, but you have a scientific mind, is what they're showing me. This is something from the late 1800s or early 1900s. Germany, Germany, Switzerland, Bosnia. Okay, they're talking Bosnia, a past lifetime in Bosnia. Okay, how is this significant to her lifetime right now? Okay, they're telling me curiosity. You have a very curious mind, Lori. Um, it's what led you to understand or try to understand what birds do. And they're telling me, what if, what if, what if? Like your mind wonders a lot. Like, what if I do this? What if I feed this? There's always something that you're curious about, is what the Akashic Records masters are telling me. It doesn't have to be birds in this lifetime, but there's always something that interests you. I think what they're highlighting for that lifetime is that you were focused on birds in that lifetime. That's why you were able to progress in it. Right now, I'm seeing a lot of ideas and you don't know where to focus because there's just too much. You can choose one. Your spirit guides are chiming in. You can choose one of those ideas and go with it. It doesn't matter what topic or what area you choose. It's more of the pursuit that makes you feel happy. It's the pursuit of knowledge and wisdom about a certain thing. It doesn't have to be perfect. There is no perfect topic. Choose one that interests you. The rest can follow. Uh, the impression that I'm getting is it feels like you might have a scattered brain sometimes, Lori, because there's a lot of ideas that are coming in and you don't know where to focus on them. I think that's why they're showing me this, that in that past lifetime, you chose to focus on birds and you were drawing birds. I think you might have even been a published author at that time. Yeah, they're telling me yes. You even wrote a book about books in that lifetime because you were so focused on that. And you were able to get a lot of information with that focus. That's why they're highlighting this lifetime for you, Lord. So I hope that helps, and thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you today. I'm reading some of the previous comments, and Deep Painless is saying oversharing ADHD. I'm not sure uh, if it's a symptom of ADHD, but yeah, there are people who tend to overshare, um, and empaths are kind of like the first people that they see. So that brings us. We are at the top of the hour, and that brings us to check. Okay, so my audio is still on. We are at the top of the hour, and that brings us to the end of the readings. So thank you everyone for being here. I'm going to close the records, but again, if you didn't get a reading, you can watch the readings for the others that we did today. If you've missed it, maybe a message is there hidden for you. If it resonates, take it. If not, leave it. That's also okay. You don't have to force it if it doesn't resonate. Or you can watch previous episodes and just click on or tap on uh what do you call that? The thingy, the line where you can the navigator thing. Yeah, you can click on that and see what kind of message that you hear or receive from that. If you know what it's called, please let me know. It's not coming to me right now. So let's close the records. Let's take a deep centering breath. I would like to close by thanking the masters, teachers, and loved ones for the love and compassion. I would like to close by thanking the Akashic Records masters for their point of view. And I would like to close by thanking the divine source for all the knowledge and healing. The records are now closed, amen. The records are now closed, amen. The records are now closed, amen. Your energy stays with you, and my energy stays with me. Oh, Nadia, yeah. Did you post a question, Nadia? Because I didn't see a question. Oh, okay, I see it now. Okay, let's open it. Okay. Okay. If you're doing the right things. Nadia is asking, please ask if there's anything they can tell me to let me know I'm doing the right things. When we ask the Akashic Records masters about this, we're always doing the right things. There is no right or wrong. It's going to, usually that concept blows people's minds because we always feel like we're making mistakes, but no, not necessarily. So this is a question that the Akashic Records masters will not answer. You're always on the right path, Nadia. Even though it doesn't feel that way, you're always on the right path. And they will take us, I mean, your spirit guides are going to take you on a detour. But what I'm going to ask right now is what is your soul mission for this period of your life? Mm, when I'm just feeling your energy, Nadia, it feels like it's all over the place. That's why I want to ask for this first. What's your current mission for this life, Master? Family cycle breaker. Okay. They're telling me that your soul mission in this lifetime is to be a family cycle breaker. I don't know what's going on with your family or with your life, but this is what the Akashic Records masters are um, telling me that your mission in this period of your life, because sometimes we have a lot of missions, is being a family cycle breaker. I'm going to draw cards for this. Like what cycle is she breaking, please? You're a family cycle breaker, Nadia. There are things that we pass on or our ancestors have passed on to us that we still carry. For Nadia, what cycle is she breaking? What cycle is she breaking? Please, Master. when I ask the Akashic Records masters, what cycle are you breaking? The card that I pulled is loneliness. There's something about you and your family feeling very detached. Can you validate this, Nadia? Okay. Nadia is saying, I completely broke a chain of no feelings, no love, no hugs. That would make sense because what they were showing me was being alone, being lonely, or just this feeling of detachment that you have. So, in this sense, is she doing her soul mission? Okay, the Akashic Records masters are saying yes. You are living your life with that purpose, Nadia. So, it is a soul purpose or a soul mission that you're doing. So, in that sense, you're in the right track. But yeah, there's just a lot of feeling of detachment is what I feel right now. They're not showing me visions. It's more like a feeling in my heart that that like there's a void. It's a very heavy feeling. And there's a voice that's saying you're not going to pass it on. You're doing your best not to pass it on to the next generation. That's what you're here to do. Um, like in the past, your ancestors might feel like nonchalant with kids, but no, you're not going to do that to them. That's one of the soul missions that you came here to do. Oh, okay. Nadia is saying I'm very alone. I have no family in the US, and my daughter loves everything. Good to know. Glad to know that, Nadia. See, Nadia is saying, if that's my mission, I'm on it. Yes. Sometimes the Akashic Records masters don't exactly give us the answer, like yes or no, but we figure it out uh, for ourselves through the Akashic Records. And if that's what happened today, then we are right on track. Yeah. So I hope that helps, Nadia, and apologies if I missed you. And yeah, thank you so much for letting me read for you today. I'm just going to close the records again very quickly. And it's done. So thank you so much, everyone. Again, I will be back on my Wednesday. So that's your Tuesday. I will be back with Annie Bear. You know Annie Bear, and I love her very much. I will be on her channel, and I think I'll simulcast that. I will be simulcasting that on Tuesday. So if you're interested in that, yeah, please subscribe to the channel. Please don't miss that out. And then on Thursday, we'll be back with Into the Ether with Linda de Gonzalez. It's another Akashic Records and Oracle card reading show. So if you're interested in that, yeah, please subscribe if you haven't done it yet. And I hope to see you again soon. So before we go, I'd like to leave you with one final thoughts or one final thought. Today we talked about what questions you can ask the Akashic Records, but perhaps the deeper lesson is this that life itself responds to questions. The moment we stop assuming that we already know everything and become genuinely curious, that's when new possibilities appear. The records are not here to tell us what to think or what to do, they're here to help us see. I hope you were able to see that during the live meter readings right now. There are answers that or there were questions that they didn't answer directly, but they're able to guide us into getting the answers for ourselves. They're here to help us understand ourselves more deeply and to help us recognize patterns that we might have missed, to help us reconnect with the wisdom that, has always been with us or has been with us in the past that we still carry right now. And sometimes the answers we receive aren't the ones that we expected, and that's okay. Um, Sometimes it's the question itself that changes us. So this week, I invite you to become aware of the questions that you're asking and to write them down, uh, because it's not just in the records, but in your everyday life. Are you creating fear? Are you creating understanding? Or are you closing doors or opening them? Because every meaningful journey begins with a question. And every week we ask questions here on Soul Cloud or Soul Cloud Connect. So thank you so much for joining me in this episode. And if you've enjoyed this conversation, please make sure that you subscribe and hit the like button if you haven't done that yet. And yeah, if you're interested in getting a reading from me, my links are in the description. You may contact me to book a private reading with me. That's also okay. So, everyone, thank you so much for being here. And until next time, stay curious about the soul. Bye.